Y'all would have got done worse. Y'all would have got done worse than us. We have AD trying to defend them. I don't know who y'all got trying to do.
Zubac.
Yeah, Zubac out there. What you think gonna happen to Zubac if he
Zubac?
Zubac
Zubac is one of the best rim protectors in the league.
Do you know he's not better than AD?
I know. It sounds crazy. But if you look at the analytics, bro, if you look at the metrics, how he's out there altering shots at the rim, he's one of the best.
But he's not doing nothing against Jokic though.
Nobody's doing nothing with Jokic. You saw Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis had one of the greatest.
Had to get switched off of him.
Defensive runs, but they had to switch AD off of Jokic, bro. I'm like, bro, man, they in trouble.
Let's get the chat jumping right now, man. I want to see the chat jumping, and it's about to be a good show. Tonight we have the first game of the Heat and Celtics series, and let's jump right into it right now. Heat Celtics. What is your prediction for this series? I've been disrespectful for the Heat all playoffs long. And I'm going to continue to do so when we talk about them because I just refuse to give them respect due to the fact that I don't like them. I'm a Knicks fan, so there's a rivalry right there. And they may have made the conference finals as an 8th seed, but the Knicks in 1999 did it. They made the finals too the same year. I don't know if Miami's doing the same thing. They're not going to be what the Knicks were in 1999. And I think the Celtics beat the Heat in 5 games.
Okay. Yeah, that's understandable.
I'm fine with you thinking that. Just don't be a sore loser because the Knicks lost in them, bro. That's all I'm asking for, man.
Hold on, Dub. You think your Heat is beating the Celtics? That's what I'm hearing.
Anuki, I'm glad you pulled up today. You want to know why? All of this talks about Miami Heat. Miami Heat. You're the Miami Heat. Guess what? We're in the Eastern Conference Finals right now. We beat the Knicks. We dethroned the Milwaukee Bucks. So this whole Miami Heat is no longer.
Y'all did face the Knicks in the second round, which is
we beat the Bucks. It don't matter. It don't matter.
I mean, I'll give y'all that. Y'all beat the Bucks. That's cool. What do you do? You know, get
to be fair, if somebody outside of Jalen Brunson showed up, we beat Miami 100%.
Y'all have Julius Randle. Dude.
He didn't show
up. He never shows up.
And RJ Barrett. Y'all team ain't good. It's okay.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. This is the crazy thing. How does the Heat consistently get into this is the worst version of the Heat. Like the Heat been on the downhill for most of the year, bro. And that's why I've been giving y'all that name mid. But how the hell y'all back in the Eastern Conference Finals is just crazy. But it just speaks to the culture, speaks to Eric Spoelstra, you know what I'm saying? And you got a great player, Jimmy Butler, on the side of y'all, bro. But like I said, y'all going home in 5 or 6 games, bro. 5 or 6 games. The reason why I say 6 games is because Eric Spoelstra and his adjustments, and Boston Celtics consistently shoot themselves in their own foot where they would they purposely lose themselves a game. But it's a 5 or 6 game series. They overwhelmingly a better team.
I have Boston in 5 or 6 too. I would say that.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Lomo.
Do you think the Heat making the conference finals
about Lomo
being weak?
Crazy.
My bad, Joel. What you said?
So the Heat have made the conference finals 3 of the last 4 years. Do you think that's more of a testament to how great they are, or the East is just not that strong?
It's the culture we built, man. It's just a testament. Like I said, I didn't expect them to be this well either, but it's a testament to who they are. Within the last 4 years, we made it to 3 conference finals. Our ability to contend in the playoff setting after LeBron James, going through Chris Bosh, battling blood clots, losing Dwayne Wade, and still be able to be competitive for that long. I mean, fam, it's a testament to the Heat culture. Not a lot of organizations are built the same way. So, I'm just happy to see it. I'm a great fan. I'm glad to be a fan of greatness, and that's what the Miami Heat organization is. Not like the Knicks, man. The Knicks, man, I don't know what they're doing over there, bro.
I'm taking Boston in 6, and yeah, I'm surprised Miami's here. I'm not really surprised they're successful. This team for the last since Jimmy's been there, they followed their leader. As in the playoffs come around, well, at least this year, the playoffs come around and they rise. Like Jimmy is at this point a consistent playoff riser, and he's getting this type of performance out of the entire. I'm not saying the entire roster because I'm not watching Heat games like that, but it seems like he's getting this effort out of a lot of the role players, a lot of these guys that just wasn't there. Duncan Robinson, again, he was worried about podcasting all season, and he comes out and he's looking like Duncan Robinson that earned that money. So I give them their praise. They shocked me. Giannis, you're a failure. I just had to put that out there.
It's shocking me.
Duncan Robinson
I did not expect them to get to the conference final. That's crazy.
Didn't either.
Duncan Robinson isn't doing that well. So I do.
Nothing hurts more.
He's okay.
It was just one series. It was just the one series. He was looking like he was doing something.
It was the one series versus the Bucks, but then after that is like the Knicks.
Going back to podcasting.
Mid, a lot of podcasting journeys. He had one good game, but other than that, he's like, you still need to earn that contract.
One good game, 4 good episodes. I feel it.
Nothing hurts more than seeing Gabe Vincent and Kyle Lowry take over in the fourth quarter to win a playoff game. That's exactly what happened to the Knicks. That's what the Heat are, though. Gabe Vincent and Kyle Lowry taking over. I thought Lowry was washed, and all of a sudden he comes back and it looks like he's back to Toronto Lowry.
He looked better, in my opinion, because Toronto Lowry was folding. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like
until he got Kawhi. He was folding until he got Kawhi.
Yeah.
There was some he was
folding that folding that 76ers series. I ain't gonna lie.
I remember him shooting threes, hitting the back of the backboard.
Oh,
like,
man,
bro, what's wrong with you? Kyle Lowry has been showing up big time for us, and it's very surprising too, because I thought he was on the burner, but maybe him off of the bench role, playing that 6-man role, maybe that's who he is right now. Maybe he could be that nice spark off the bench, give you high defense, another ball handler who can make some shots. Maybe that's the rest of what his career will be, and I think he'll be perfect and thrive in that role.
Between Tatum and Jimmy Butler, who do you guys think is going to have a better series?
Tatum has to. Tatum has to. The Celtics are going to the finals, in my opinion. I got the Celtics going to the finals, so I'm gonna pick Tatum. He has to. I would not be surprised if Jimmy Jordan pulled up, though. I would not be surprised.
That's a trick question right there, because I think Tatum will be the best player, but Jimmy will probably be the more consistent player, if that makes sense, right? Tatum inconsistencies in that 76ers series was just glaring, like up into that game 7 where he like actually had a full-on great game, like first half start to finish, like from the start to finish of games 1 through 6, he's been up to down, bro, up and down. So I think Tatum might be the best. He might have the better overall game, but then Jimmy might be more consistent. So yeah,
I'm going to go with Jayson Tatum, and the reasoning behind it is that I think the Miami Heat still don't have anybody outside of Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo. These role players, they shot lights out in round 1. Round 2, they cooled off. What we did to Jimmy Butler in round 2 is that we doubled and triple teamed him. Budenholzer didn't do that. I think Boston's going to double team Jimmy Butler, so his numbers aren't going to look that amazing. His assist numbers probably are. And I think Tatum's going to have a great series. I think what he did at the end of the Philly series in game 6 and in the fourth quarter and an entire game 7, I think that's a foreshadowing to maybe what Tatum is about to become from here on out.
Yeah.
Wait, I mean, you said the Knicks weren't slapping double teams on him? Because I seen them double him quite often.
I said we were double teaming him and triple teaming him.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, I said we were. That's why I think Jayson Tatum, he might have to show out. I think what he said after game 6, I'm one of the best basketball players in the world, humbly. I think he's finally getting that confidence back. And once he starts being consistent, he's on another level. Like, I think Tatum, his talent, if it matches with his consistency, he can be a top 5 player in the league.
And I like the ways where, Jayson Tatum is not scoring. He's inefficient. But what he do to impact the game, there's other ways he do to impact the game, which is defense, rebounding, rim protecting, playmaking. Those are other things he do, and I like that by Jayson Tatum.
So if the Miami Heat were to potentially hypothetically win this series, why do you think it would be? Like, what scenario do you envision in your head where the Heat could potentially steal this series against the Celtics? I want to ask you, Dub.
Just the 3-point shooting. If we keep shooting the same way, because people underrate that on why we beat the Milwaukee Bucks. It wasn't just because Jimmy had a phenomenal performance. We also was the best 3-point shooting team in the first round. So if we're my bad, I just read the chat. That's 100% a fact. Every inch matters. Always remember that, fellas. But anyways, if we're able to shoot the 3 ball consistently, give Jimmy more room to operate so that they can't afford to be sending double teams like that, I do think that will be a good chance for us to beat the Boston Celtics. But like what happened in the Knicks series, if our guys aren't hitting shots around on the 3-point line, guys will be able to afford to double or triple team Jimmy. It will just make it hard for Jimmy to, 1, have a good series, and 2, win this series.
But who's the best 3-point shooting team in the NBA? I mean, in the playoffs, per se.
Right now?
Yeah.
The remaining,
I think the Nuggets right now is probably
the Boston Celtics. It's the Boston Celtics, right? So if you want to be in the 3-point jump shooting contest with the Boston Celtics, then they're gonna right hand out shoot y'all from the 3-point line. That's not your best bet on beating the Celtics team, who's one of the best offense in the NBA. So it's about starting on the defensive side of the ball, right? Make it more tough for Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum, right? And yeah, bro, like that's where you want to go. That's when you want to hang your head on, bro.
What?
What's funny about this?
What's funny?
I don't know. Like, I don't know what you mean. The Boston Celtics are the living definition of inconsistent. So it's like, don't get me wrong. I do think they're a great 3-point shooting team. But the Miami Heat in that first round against the Bucks, bro, we were shooting wild. So if we're able to keep that up and sustain that with Jimmy playing the way he could play.
Yeah, but you're only measuring for one round. I'm measuring for the 2 rounds that both of y'all been in, and the Celtics have been the best 3-point shooting team.
He asked me, how can we beat the Heat? I said the Heat are losing in 5 or 6. I said that's probably the only way we're gonna win.
Is it what?
Oh my God!
Oh, you talking about they outshoot? Okay.
I'm just saying, I'm not betting on it.
They outshoot them, but
he doesn't think it's gonna happen.
Let's have a little fun here, and let's give our top 5 rankings, top 5 player rankings for the best playoff performers in these playoffs. Mookie, I want to start out with you, and I'm hoping Jokic is number 1.
Okay.
It's 2 games of Kawhi Leonard.
No. I'm not even saying Kawhi. I'm not saying
3-19 best defender. Westbrook.
I'm not saying Kawhi. Yeah, you got to go with Jokic because with Jokic, what he did in the second round was very, very historical, right? Then I would go with D-Book. Then I would go with
Did Jimmy play himself out the top 3 with the
Jimmy Butler? Round? Jimmy Butler got to be in there. He's in there.
In there where though?
He might be. He might be number 3.
What? Really?
Yeah, he might be number 3.
Okay.
I don't see nobody.
Jimmy or Anthony Davis.
Jimmy. But that's the thing, because Anthony Davis is giving me all-time great defense. See, I could put Anthony Davis. I could put Anthony Davis up there. And I also could put. I also can slide Jayson Tatum in there too as well.
Oh no, you lost me there.
I lost you.
Who gotta be a little more consistent?
You gotta be more consistent than JT.
Okay, who will go in for Jayson Tatum then?
Jalen Brunson.
Get out of here, man.
Low key, Jalen Brunson was doing the carry. I'll say honestly, I'm taking Jimmy above Jayson Tatum
because if we go off like the remaining players, like are we just going off for the whole playoffs?
No, entire playoffs. I'm thinking entire playoffs.
De'Aaron Fox should be in there
over Brunson.
Yeah,
Brunson averaged 31 in the second round against the Heat.
Look what Fox averaged. Fox averaged what 29, 30.
He ain't averaged 31.
He ain't averaged 31.
I mean,
28.
Yeah, but
he still was great.
Yeah,
plus, Brunson was more. I think Brunson was more impactful than De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox played good. Don't get me wrong. But I think what Brunson did was way more pivotal for the Knicks winning than what De'Aaron Fox was doing. Because you still had guys.
De'Aaron Fox was very, very pivotal on why the Kings was winning. His ability to team. Yeah,
I'm not saying he wasn't. I just think Jalen Brunson was more pivotal.
Yeah, then the honorable mention would be Anthony Davis or Jayson Tatum. One of those guys, but it's very, very hard because I think Jokic has been the clear cut. Then it's been Booker, and then it's been Jimmy Butler. I think those are the top 3. But 4 to 5, I mean, you got guys like Anthony Davis, Tatum, Fox. You could throw Steph up there, but Steph played bad.
You got Jalen over JT as a playoff performer this year.
No,
so far, what has happened? I think Jalen Brunson does deserve a nod. If you have Tatum over him, I'm not giving any pushback. But I'm looking at Brunson in the Knicks, and he's the only player that showed up in the second round. RJ Barrett had some good games here and there, but game 6, he shot 2 for 10 or 1 for 10. One of those, he was horrendous. Jalen Brunson was the only player to show up.
I ain't gonna lie. Now think about it. AD got to be top 5, bro. What he's able to do defensively. Yes, he's been inconsistent offensively. But his impact, we just strictly base it off of impact. His defensive impact in these 2 series alone have been all time great, bro. All time great, bro. So yeah, Anthony Davis is in there. He's in the top 5. He's top 5.
I'm looking at the chat. I don't see how it's praise and losing to acknowledge if we're talking about the entirety of the playoffs, guys that play well just because they're not here. There's no way I'm about to sit here and say MPJ is a top 5 playoff performer just because he outlasted Jalen Brunson. I'm sorry. I'm not about to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And another thing that's funny when we having these conversations about playoff performers, it's crazy how this is like one of the first times you're having conversations about playoff performers and no one is putting LeBron James up there. And me being a guy who I would say I keep the cape on for LeBron. I'm not even mad at that because LeBron hasn't played. LeBron's played good, but LeBron has not played to the point to where you're like, oh, nah, he's top 5 playoff performer. Like, there's plenty of guys outplaying LeBron or have been more impactful than LeBron. LeBron's been good, though.
There's no doubt.
He fucked you up he messed you up last night.
Oh, that
absolutely.
It was crazy. He was playing so well. Even though we were losing, him and AD were playing so well the whole game. He managed the game. He got the matchups he wanted. He was attacking the bad switches the Nuggets kept doing. And when we needed him most to do it,
he jacked up the 3.
Nah, bro, I'm hitting this from deep because we need
the 3. Then after that, he turned over the ball.
Oh yeah, turned the ball over.
Yeah, like his last minute and a half was just terrible, bro. It was just.
Can I stop hearing people say LeBron's the most important player, or like AD's the most important player, but LeBron's the best player on the team? No,
it's AD.
LeBron is not the most important. He's not the best. Cut it out. Cut the cap.
It's AD, bro.
He shouldn't be. He's 46. He shouldn't be the best. He shouldn't be our best player. He shouldn't be our most impactful player. This should be AD taking it should have been a clear shift in AD taking the reins and LeBron aging gracefully. I call it the reverse Magic and Kareem. That's what I said when we first got AD. Is the reverse Magic and Kareem. LeBron's going to be able to decline steadily and AD be our best player, and we're going to go out like that. The problem is the last 2 years, they both shared being hurt. So it's like you haven't seen the clear shift in the dynamic until, honestly, the second half of this regular season in the playoffs.
Yeah, AD's been great, man. He's trending up there, man, as one of the all-time greats, man, especially defensively. His versatility, bro. Like, it's just been great, man. I've been very, very impressed, bro. Very impressed with his defense. He's the best defender in the NBA, bro. Let's not do this. Y'all got y'all Jerry Jacksons. Y'all got y'all McDaniels, you know. You got your Rudy Gobert's, right? But give me AD, bro. Versatility, bro.
He's the best player for the Lakers in the playoffs. LeBron James, I just think it's clear that the foot is still bothering him. It looks like he's still injured.
Did his foot look injured when he did a little his signature dunk? Did it look injured when he did the signature dunk?
It ain't look injured then. It looked injured when
it
looked injured when he was struggling to get past David Roddy in the first round.
Why he looked injured, bro?
I won't even say
LeBron. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't think it's so much LeBron still being injured. I think it's the fact that he's older and he's not able to just force himself to play through and recover and be at that high level to produce with the nagging injury. I think because he's 38, because you're in year 20, because, you know, just Father Time might not be kicking his tail, but Father Time is landing some good shots on LeBron right now. Like you're seeing the effects of, okay, it's clear he's been declining. I want to say he declined after 2020. He's been declining. He plateaued for a minute. The issue since 2018 to 2020, LeBron plateaued. So people were like, oh, he's just going to be at this level for however long. Then he gets hurt again. Then he's taking longer to get back from injuries. He's starting off slow when he come back from rehab and stuff like that. So it's not so much he's still hurt. It's just he's not able to get to the LeBron that we're used to coming off of an injury like before, which is normal. Again, he's 38.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I think when it comes to LeBron, some people have brought up maybe he's pacing himself for a high leverage moment. And it looks like throughout quarters 1 through 3, it kind of looks like he is pacing himself. But I do think that the foot is bothering him. And along with his age, he's not able to recover as fast. That's not an excuse to LeBron. It's just a fact. I don't think he's fully recovered. If the Lakers lose, I'm not going to say that's
he's dunking. He's running back. He's on the fast break. He's getting to the rim. I mean, I'm not gonna make the excuse talking about he's hurting and his feet hurting. I mean, just put it to the fact, bro. He's regressing, bro. He's regressing as a guy that can finish around the basket. He's not nearly quick as his first step used to be. He can't really generate rim pressure. He does not know how to manipulate defense like he used to be, right? Like he's regressing. He's regressing at every aspect. His shot is overall aggressive.
Hold on for a second.
His shot has regressed. He's not as consistent as a shooter. That's fine.
Yeah, but he's regressing as a guy that can consistently get to. LeBron used to generate so much rim pressure, bro. He does not generate the rim pressure that he used to be in his prime. He's not quick on his pressure
because he's 40.
All right, but I'm not gonna sit there and blame it all on injuries. Like he's hurting his feet, his
it's not even just
toe.
that.
I'm like,
he's taking on.
I'm not doing that, bro.
He's taking on a different role too now. Like you got him allowing D'Lo, him allowing Reeves, even Shooter, to do what they got to do. He's not trying to be that. Yo, give me the ball, let me attack every now and then. Even though he probably could do it, but that would be to the detriment of the team.
Him
so
doing that does not. When him doing that, it does not really result in wins.
We're in the conference finals.
That's what I just said. That's what I just said.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you saying he can do that, but when he do that, and I've seen times when LeBron James does play that Hill-Restriction style of basketball that literally just stagnates the whole offense, and they lose every time. When they run the offense through Anthony Davis.
No, you're talking about
him dominate.
Hold on. You talking about LeBron losing this, LeBron losing that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna say he's the same, no, but it's not act as if his rim pressure isn't still great. It's not act as if he can't get to his. It's not great.
No, at this point of his career, no, it's not.
You don't think his rim pressure is still great?
No, it's not because he does not generate that no more, bro. He don't.
He doesn't attract.
He don't generate like he used to do. Like in his prime, in his pre.
I'm not saying that what he used to do.
He was able to do that at elite way, bro.
So it's not elite anymore. It's not great.
It's not.
What is it? Average to you?
Very good. What is it? Very good.
It's average. He's very, very average. Yeah, it's very
average.
Because
let's stop acting like this has been LeBron all year though. Because LeBron in the regular season averaged 17 drives per game. In the playoffs, he's averaging 12. That's why I think the foot is bothering him, because in the regular season he was playing at a top 5 level, and the rim pressure was there.
Chris Paul rim pressure is not great. Tobias Harris rim pressure is not great. Many other players that's averaging more drives and getting to the rim more than LeBron James throughout the whole entire playoffs don't consider great guys that can generate rim pressure.
Tobias averaging more drives than LeBron?
Yeah, that was a stat. It was like LeBron James is not. He's averaging. I think he's driving the ball like 12, 13 times throughout the whole.
But Joel, guys, that's a different thing, because in the regular season, we got to remember that it was a different team, that he wasn't playing with the same team, right? So he had to be that guy because guys were in and out of the lineup. AD wasn't there, so he had to, drive that many times and play that style ball. Now he doesn't have to, so that even though if you want to say his foot bothers him a bit, I'm not going to completely write that off, but that explains why there's such a disparity between 12 drives a game and 17. Like he's just playing a different role, and he should play a different role because look, they're winning games because of it. So that's all I'm saying.
And on top of that, when you have guys like D'Lo and Austin Reeves, when they get going, I don't know if you've been realizing, Mookie, D'Lo and Austin Reeves, whenever they get going, they definitely go to them being the focal point of attacking the rim, and they run pick and rolls with AD and let them attack that way. I don't know how much rim pressure LeBron is supposed to provide if those two guys are going and they have the ball in their hands.
LeBron James catch the ball at the elbow, when he catch the ball at the elbow, or originally when he has the ball in his hands, right, and they run pick and roll, we see LeBron James settle for the 10 to 15 jumper. Instead of him just driving the ball to the basket and manipulating the defense, which he could have did in last night game, right? I don't see that consistently. I see LeBron James settle. We see that in the Grizzlies series where he was just settling for jump shots. We've seen it against the Golden State Warriors series where he was just settling for jump shots and he's not consistently able to make it, hit those fadeaways instead of generating rim pressure and bringing 3 or 4 defenders to track to him so that can open up advantages for your offense. We just not seeing it consistently, bro.
Because he's older. That's normal.
I understand that. That's my point. He's older. He's regressing. That's why I said he's regressing.
It's still great. You called it average.
It's not. It's not great.
Talking about it is making it like you called him very average at giving rim pressure. That's crazy.
I'm being honest. He's very average. I mean, listen. I mean, he could prove me wrong if he could consistently get to the rim against the Denver Nuggets. I suppose they inadequate rim protection. But we didn't even.
Did you watch game 1? Every time he got a switch on Jamal Murray, he put his shoulder into his forehead and attacked the rim every time.
Yeah, but but we also seen LeBron James actually, when he has the ball in his hand, settle for dumbass jump shots instead of fully getting to the rim.
Game. He did it once.
He did do it last game.
Last game, in the most pivotal moment, he did it. I give you that. It was a bad decision.
No, but
the entire game.
Did he do it in the first quarter? Was Anthony Davis?
How many times did he do it in the first quarter?
He did like 3 times in the fourth quarter when he was selling.
And how many times did he drive? And how many times did he try to attack?
He didn't drive that much.
On him? Yes,
he dropped like he probably dropped like one or twice. Last remember. 1 or twice in the fourth quarter, but he was selling for jump shots. We seen it when he had Eric Gordon on him. Instead of bulldozing this guy, getting to the rim, he was just settling for jump shots, bro.
Mookie, how many 3-pointers did he take in the fourth quarter?
You said what?
How many 3-pointers did LeBron take in the fourth quarter?
Y'all got the stat?
No, he's asking you.
How many?
I'm gonna go look it up. I'm not gonna sit there and just bring out a stat.
I mean, I'll just say I think that's the difference though, is that LeBron, when he has a mismatch, he's still strong enough to drive to the rim, but when a player like Aaron Gordon's in front of him, it's just not gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen consistently. I'm gonna read this.
You gotta tell me with the shot chart.
I'm gonna read the super chat, then we're gonna recap Lakers and Nuggets game 1. This is from Drink More Water. Will an American-born player in the next 5 to 10 years either be considered the best player in the league or win an MVP? Giannis and Jokic look like they're going to be on top. Luka isn't in his prime yet, and Wemby is coming.
We already have that. Giannis and Jokic are both foreign players. They have been the consensus of. We just came off the era of Giannis being the best player in the world, and right now we're in the era of it's looking like Jokic is the best player in the world.
He said American-born.
Oh, American-born.
Yeah.
I did not even listen. That's crazy. That's tough.
I would say Tatum.
Nah.
Or Anthony Edwards.
Nah.
What's the original question?
They not in the league yet. I ain't gonna lie. The next your best case, I'm trying to think out of the young guys.
He said, will an American-born player in the next 5 to 10 years either ever be considered the best player in the league or win an MVP?
Nah.
You said American-born, so that's Jayson Tatum. Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of more.
Ja Morant. Ja's your best case. Ja has the best case because Zion is too fat to play.
Devin Booker.
I think Devin Booker.
I don't think Devin Booker.
Jimmy Butler's in. I don't think he's going to be MVP, but
he's too old.
He's American.
Yeah, but D-Book don't. He don't play somewhat close to what he plays in the postseason. I feel like he don't play like a top 10 player in the regular season.
You're not on the Anthony Edwards hype train, Damo?
No. I'm on the hype train, and I was about to say I believe some of these guys can win MVPs, but to be considered the best player in basketball is where I'm like, I just don't think that's going to happen. I think there's going to be years where you'll give like JT will win an MVP, but it's like, all right, JT won, but Luka, Giannis, and Jokic are still better. They're still better basketball players, but he won because he probably had a better season. So I will say, yeah, there's probably a couple guys that'll get MVPs in the next 5 to 10 years, but to be the best player, nah, not especially with Wemby coming in, nah, not going to happen.
I'm high on Edwards. I think he can one day be a top player in the league, a top 3 player in the league.
I think top 5. I give him top 5. He got that dog in him. He has that it factor. He has the same thing that I seen Ja Morant his rookie year when he went to a team and when he goes to a team that you're like, all right, they're not competing. There's not that much going on there, and you watch him play, and you're like, all right, it's something about him. Like it's something there when he's playing. He just got that. He has it. I said it his rookie year, so I'm a big fan of him. Hey, what was his name in the Adam Sandler movie? Hermit? What was his name? Hey,
it was one of those.
He's a dog. I
saw Mookie's face when I said Anthony Edwards. Is there an issue here?
No, I mean I just don't think I think his projection would be like a top 10 player, but top or best player in the world. Nah, I don't see it for him until he takes that leap in his playmaking and passing abilities, and also just improve as an IQ player, bro. Because his defense, I love his defense. His defense is there. It's great. I think he could be up in there with one of the best 2 ways in the league, but best, I mean, he's got to take a leap at those abilities.
That's fair. I think ball handling, passing, for
ball security, yeah.
Is my Wi-Fi good right now?
Yeah,
hear me?
Yeah,
Yo, Jay.
You right now.
Yo, Jay, buffer.
Why?
Lakers Nuggets game 1 recap. Now,
dub, Mike.
I think what game 1 showed us, and I want you to answer this, Dom, is that D'Lo might be unplayable in this series. Mm-hmm. Is the starting lineup for game 2 going to be Schroeder, Reeves, Rui, LeBron, and Anthony Davis? What do you think?
You said Schroeder, Reeves, Rui, LeBron, AD. Yeah, it should be for defensive purposes. Me personally, I'm saying max defense. I'd get nasty with it. Me personally, I'm going Reeves. Nah, because we need bench depth, so I'm not gonna say that. But Schroeder, Reeves, Rui, Bron, AD, just to do what we did in the last either 7 to 5 minutes of the game. We made that adjustment and had Rui on Jokic. See how that works. I'm all for that. I don't think D'Lo's unplayable. I think D'Lo will be best used spearheading the second unit. When Denver takes out Jokic and Jamal Murray, their bench is awful. Like their true bench unit, they have 5 bench guys out there. They are awful. D'Lo can go in there and cook. D'Lo can be a spark plug off the bench, still get his points, still get his minutes. It's just, bro, we can't have you in here if you about to get toasted on screens all day. We can't have you in here if Jamal Murray's going to look at you like baby food. Like, we're trying to win a ring. Like, at the end of the day, this is about the long game. This is about the battle. And he's still playable. He's just playable in sections and got to find his moments.
Hey, Dom, let me ask you something, bro. Do you think, because there's a report out there saying that D'Lo, the Lakers fear that D'Lo is going to be unhappy if he's asked to come off the bench? Do you think that right there is a problem?
I mean, me personally, I can give a dang if it's a problem or not. We're trying to win a championship. D'Lo doesn't. The one thing D'Lo has been his whole life is a starter, and the one thing he hasn't been is competing. So it's up to him to really want to know what he wants to do. Are you here to win, or are you here to get your? I mean, everybody's here to get their check, but are you actually here to just get to your offseason so you can get your bag, or are you here to produce, win, and still get your bag? You don't think you're going to get $100 million, $150 million as the championship point guard of the freaking Los Angeles Lakers? Like, come on, look at Caruso. Caruso got a bag being the championship backup guard on the Lakers. Like, you'll get your money. The money will come. Just buy in.
With D'Angelo Russell, what rubs me the wrong way about him is that a week ago, he talked about how Minnesota, he was unhappy there because he wasn't able to be himself. And the Lakers and the Timberwolves stats are similar. And it's basically a similar role. He is playing off of Anthony Davis and LeBron James, but in Minnesota, he was never asked to be the main guy either. It was always Cat or Edwards. So I found issue with those comments. And if he has a problem coming off the bench to win a championship, then it just shows you the type of player that he is. He's not bought in all the way on winning. And I'd even probably bench him for being unhappy about that. Now, the pivotal adjustment we saw in game 1 is that in the fourth quarter, they started putting Rui on Jokic and have Anthony Davis roam off of Gordon so we can help on to Jokic. Now, Mookie, do you think there's an adjustment Denver can make to combat that?
Yes, use Aaron Gordon more of as a screener, because Mike Malone, he adjusted late by putting Eric Gordon in the corner and make him a cutter off ball, which opened up that KCP3 in the left wing. So I think expect that more for Denver to use that to combat what the Lakers are doing. Use Eric Gordon more as a off ball cutter. I mean, off ball screener. So that will open up looks, or that will free guys like Jokic and many etc. up, or they can put Aaron Gordon in the post and let everybody operate as well. But yeah, it's a lot of counters that the Denver can make. That's why I think that they switched it up. I believe it was like a minute left into the game. That's when, instead of putting Aaron Gordon in that dunker spot, they put him as a corner in the corner, and they allowed him to cut. So it's many abilities that they can use to adjust that to that. But
what do you think? About shaking your head?
Putting Rui on Jokic is not going to be the answer. It's not ever going to be the answer. That's ridiculous. Maybe you could put him on in
Laker
spurts.
fans think that's the key.
It's not the answer. It's not the answer. You could put him on for spurts because, bro, if you get Jokic lined up with Rui on the low post, you got Aaron Gordon on the left side, on the opposite side, and AD's guarding him. Jokic just hit his move. He could shoot right over Rui every single time in the post. So, no, that's just he's killing him every single time. Killing him.
He's killing AD every single time, regardless of who's on him. He's going to kill.
Bro,
so
it's
one or two things you do. You either let AD take that challenge.
Let AD guard him. That's what you got to do.
Let him guard.
Or hear me out. You put Rui on him. He's still getting the same amount of points, and now you have AD being able to do what he did last night in that last 5-minute stretch, which is impact the passing lanes, be able to roam and impact the game in different ways, and still be a great defender for team defense. When we did that, we were limiting his ability to be able to pass the ball and hit all these easy cuts, we limited all that. Now let's then
what you think Jokic and first of all, what's up, y'all? My bad. Just got the lick a second ago. My bad.
Hi.
But what's up, y'all? But
he didn't jump off the top rope.
I'm Bob, y'all. Hey, but Damo. And what you think Michael Malone and Jokic are doing right now? They're planning for that. Like I think AD is that good of a defender. Well, you gotta just let him guard Jokic, and he gotta disturb him. I don't think using AD like like I said, is he supposed to be like Darrell Revis? Like, I don't think the idea of using AD as a roamer in this series is going to be as effective as it sounds. Mm-hmm. Jokic is still. It's a big basketball court, bro. He can't play safety all over. They're going to make it to where whoever AD's guarding is going to be a threat some way somehow. AD can't just roam. Like I think AD being quote unquote the best defender in the playoffs now, he got to step up and he got to shut Jokic down. And now I don't think he can do it. It's going to be hard, but AD has to trust him to be. He got to step up and he got to do what he got to do.
Ox. We all know the saying, man. Great offense is always going to be great defense. To me, if we have it, I'm fine with putting AD on Jokic to just take that matchup. If we have Vando, we need to have somebody on that backline defense to play to rim protect. Play. So if it's Vando, it's Vando, and that's
a
fine.
Great point. What you said.
It's one of two ways. You either
that's
have
a great. Hey,
Dumbo,
that's a great point.
Jokic take that challenge, or you just do what we did, what we seen work. I don't care what nobody say, bro. We went from a 20-point deficit to it's a 3-point game. At some point, you got to look and be like, hey, something's working. Like, something worked. So even if it doesn't seem like it's something great on paper, and yeah, the Nuggets can easily make a adjustment, put some kind of lineup in there to neutralize AD being a roamer. But as long as I see Aaron Gordon in the game, bro, I'm living with Aaron Gordon shooting threes. Now, if AD can play off of him and we worry about Aaron Gordon driving to the rim, guess what? You're meeting AD's meeting you at the rim. That's what's going to happen.
Why was AD roaming off of Jeff Green?
Because he hasn't scored at that point in the game. Like when Jeff Green hit that three, that was the first three. That was his first points. So it was like, all right, we're trying to stop Jokic.
Do we respect Jeff Green as a shooter?
Absolutely,
I think we should. Like
I do. I'm a big Jeff Green fan.
I'm a big Jeff Green guy too.
That's a great point. That's a great point what you said, because even when Jokic was in the post and you got Austin Reeves and other guys was just digging down and it just hesitating on when to double or not, bro. You still got D'Lo who was getting beat on back cuts to the rim. KCP was cutting towards the rim as well. They still were just out of position defensively, poor communication. So they were still getting beat on back cuts as well. And like I said, bro, you want to somehow experience what Vanderbilt going to have to play some extended minutes.
10 minutes.
Yeah, he has to, because the simple fact is that I would rather sacrifice some scoring, but I know I can get some good defense. I know I can get some lengthy guys that can actually defend, give me some pick a point of attack, wing resistance out there, and he's the other guy that can provide backline help, get rebounds. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, that's why I said D'Lo, he might have to be on. Like his defense was just terrible, bro. Him and Schroeder, bro.
Vando, in theory, sounds like a great person to play on defense because he's a great defender, no doubt. But it's just offensively, you can leave him alone. You don't even have to worry about him offensively. And that limits the Lakers offense so much that Denver's a great offensive team. As great as the Lakers are defensively, if they put out their best defensive lineup, I still think they'll find ways, Denver will, to get quality shots. And at that point, you have to match their scoring and hope you get some stops here and there. That's why I think it's too much to risk your offense to benefit your defense a little bit. And I know that you guys have different opinions on how to guard Jokic. Dom thinks that you should have some resistance in the front line than AD roaming, and then you guys think Anthony Davis should just guard him straight up. But either way, whichever way, do you think there's any way to stop Jokic?
No.
In this Nuggets offense right now.
There's no way to stop Jokic. It is a way to limit the. There's no way to stop Jokic, but it's definitely a way to limit that Nuggets offense. And we've seen it. We've seen a glimpse of it. Now I don't know if that's going to be consistent because again, they can easily make an adjustment. Now I don't know what that adjustment is. I don't know what lineup that they would have that they would sacrifice their defense with Aaron Gordon. Because the only thing I can think of is you don't play a guy like Aaron Gordon. You bring somebody else in there that can shoot. You stretch the floor out. Basically, how the Warriors did us. How the Warriors exposed AD when they drug him away from the basket, and he was just out there in la-la land, standing at the 3-point line. And it was literally a layup line at the rim, and we were cooked. That's the only way it's going to happen. And I don't know who on that bench they're going to pull out there unless they're going to run small ball, which that's going to kill him. You're going to run MPJ at the 4. And you're going to bring in both Browns and Jamal Murray in case. Like if you're going to do that. I'd rather live with that because we got killed on the boards last night. I'll live with that. If that's going to be our lineup, cool. We'll make an adjustment to that. But I don't think they're going to do that. They're going to stick to their game plan. Is what I would think.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. The Nuggets, I look back on the film, man. The Nuggets made some tough shots, man. That sidestep 3 with Austin Reeves was all up in his grill. That was a tough shot. That Jamal Murray 3, that was 3.5 seconds left into the shot clock. Well, that was a tough shot. That Jokic, they hit some tough shots, bro. And the fact that the Lakers still was only was close to actually winning that game with only one possession. You know what happened with LeBron and all that stuff. Very, very impressive, man. Just this is minor adjustments that both teams got to make, but I still got the Lakers winning this series.
So you think that this was a moral victory for the Lakers?
Yeah,
I feel like it was things you could. It's things you could take away.
It's things that you could take away. It's nothing to just to say, oh, we got to be worried. Like I think their physicality on Jokic got to be a little bit more better. I think just stop doubling Jokic. You got to let Jokic be a scorer. We've seen what the Phoenix Suns did in games 2. They would have won if KD would have played great. And we seen what he did in games 3 and games 4, forcing Jokic to be a scorer, bro. That's all you got to do. Just let him be a scorer. I cannot let KCP get off. I cannot let Michael Porter Jr. just drain threes. Cannot let Jamal Murray just cooking. Force Jokic to be a scorer. Let him get his own, bro. It is what it is.
Real quick, the people that's saying where's the Heat conversation? Rewind the tape, bro. We really opened up talking about the Heat and the Celtics. We talked about them, and we're going to talk about them again. The game about to start.
So you see, y'all talked about Heat and
we started to. We're going to get back to it because the game going to start. He said Heat and 6. That's crazy.
You already talked about Heat and 6. Then okay.
Oh, never.
Hey, they say you ain't been right since your kids got out the playoffs, man.
Man, they don't know nothing, man.
So Lomo, listen, bro. Right, you got this shit all wrong.
Oh, wow.
The main thing the Lakers have to do is, number one, fix their rotations, because even though they did make a lot of threes, tough threes, there was also threes where the Lakers blew their assignment. So fix up on their rotations, keep the one-on-one game with AD and Jokic. I do agree with you where AD at best would be better as a roamer, because in 2020 that's what he was. In 2020 JaVale and Dwight was sharing the load, and they don't got those pieces no more. 100%.
You don't need those pieces.
So yes,
no,
they need those pieces.
You needed those pieces then because Jokic was younger, he was a different player, and you was able to bully him. Now, bro, if you put a guy like Dwight Howard on Jokic now, he's still getting cooked. It's not
if you had guys of like a JaVale and Dwight caliber at that time right now, I think you guys would be better off, because you at least have a big physical body that can sit here and do something to him. While Jokic, you talking about putting Rui on him. I'm sorry, fam. If they try to put Rui on him for the whole game next game, Jokic is going to torch him. His floater game is crazy. I don't think I've seen him miss a floater yet. So the dude is just going to keep killing him, shooting it over the top of him, and that'll be before AD even gets into play. That is not the answer. If I'm Darvin Scam, you need to sit here. You need to have Darvin Scam, because I agree with Lomo. He's a fucking terrorist. He is a terrorist. I hate everything he does. Vanderbilt should have played more games. I don't understand why you trying to ice him out the game. You need that defensive attention guy. Leave Aaron Gordon out and maybe sacrifice some offense, sure. But I think the LeBron and AD are good enough to sit here and overcome that. So AD, keep them one-on-one, fix your rotations up, and I think you guys should be able to beat them next game, bro. I mean, come on. Come on, bro.
So you have the Lakers too, now.
I got the Lakers in 6. Aaron Gordon not doing that. Put Vanderbilt out there, have him roam off of Aaron Gordon, because I think he's a good help defender, and he'll be able to make some noise happen. Like, come on, man.
So, Ox, are you riding with the Lakers winning the series too, or you got the Nuggets?
No, I got the Nuggets. I had the Nuggets in 7 after last night. I was ready to say Nuggets in 5, but I'm gonna be respectful, and you know what I'm saying, just say I got the Nuggets. I don't like the idea. I think what somebody else was saying, well, Jokic can score 50 like he did against the Suns. Let him score as long as he doesn't distribute. It'll be okay. And that's the quickest way to get embarrassed in the playoffs. The Lakers are not the Suns. The Lakers are not the Suns. They don't have Devin Booker coming off the screens shooting from anywhere he wants to.
Yeah, they have better overall team than Suns.
They have a better overall team. Be that as it may, they don't have the firepower. They have a better overall team because they have Anthony Davis.
You don't need a firepower to win.
They are you, Mookie. Whatever you saying, bro. I'm saying this, bro. They don't have the firepower.
They got the scheme.
They do. And I'm not saying they're not a better team. You're trying to convince me of something I already know.
Drive. They got the power.
You're trying to convince me of something I already know. The Lakers have a better team,
and they don't
have the firepower. They don't. That's irrelevant to what I'm talking about. They don't have the firepower that the Suns have. So acting like you could just let like you could just let their best player do whatever he wants. They can't compete with that. They don't got Kevin Durant and Devin Booker scoring from wherever they want to. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not the same. It's not going to look the same as it looked the other game when they did it to the Suns. Because if you have a player like AD, why aren't you
Shut up,
make an impact on defense? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, well, because Jokic cooked them. I was going to say we watched Jokic put a quick 30-something on Anthony Davis. So it's like if the best, who people are saying is the best defender in the playoffs, if he's getting cooked by him, it doesn't matter who you put him on at this point. Now it's about scheming for him as a team. Like at that point, if the best defender can't stop him or slow him down, this is obviously not 2020 no more. Everybody was right.
That was just one game though, Damo.
That was one game, but again, in that one game, AD gave him 40 right back. In my mind, if Jokic can give us 50, AD can give them 45. Like, and I'm not gonna say I'm gonna look at it the same way I look at a KD and LeBron finals matchup. They are going to cancel each other out, and it's about everybody else. So I trust in our ability to be able to have AD and Jokic cancel each other out scoring wise. And if we minimize all the others hitting their shots, all the others being impactful, all role players are going to play better. Like I don't think they can do that to us.
So once again, addressing the chat, Sosa, like the Suns' firepower ? Like y'all confused. I don't know. Maybe he was watching the same game Mookie was watching.
How are you talking about two players?
How are you confused about what I'm talking? I don't care if it's one player. Anytime you got two players giving you almost 90 points together, that's firepower. Maybe y'all don't understand what the term firepower means, but that's firepower.
I'm talking about like more than two players, more than a bench.
So what you're saying? You got
the Suns ain't got no depth.
You get more firepower.
The Suns. First of all, you can't compare.
You cannot. Hold on. You obviously don't understand the definition, bro. You don't. You're not gonna just ox me just because you don't understand something, bro. If you don't understand it, be comfortable. Be comfortable with that. Just be like, yo, I don't know what you're talking about. Could you explain it to me?
Bro,
you don't got to be rude.
The Suns and the Lakers are two different teams. One is a way better defensive team, right? In the Lakers, one got a way better bench.
Mookie, we're not talking about that.
One got better.
We're not talking about that.
On the way that the Suns
that's
play,
not what we're talking
they
about.
They ride on so many mid-range jumpers. They don't get to the rim. At least with LeBron and AD, they can get to the rim. D'Lo at times can get to the rim as well, bro.
Who had more firepower in 2015? The Oklahoma City Thunder or the Hawks?
I don't even know who's on those teams though.
It was with Jeff Teague, Paul Millsap, Al Horford, or Russell Westbrook and KD. What had more firepower?
Joe Johnson was it there no more? Was he?
I don't remember.
He was on the Nets at that time.
I think he was at the Nets at that point.
It was Russ, Kevin Martin, KD, Ibaka, Steven Adams, Deion Waiters.
Well, the way Russ was filling up it was probably OKC. Just based on that, I'm not talking about who's a better team. Like Mookie, everything you said is true. I'm not.
I was asking
Mookie. Wrong.
I was.
asking Mookie for that. Yeah, I'm not saying you were wrong, Mookie. I'm saying this. I'm looking at it from a different way. I'm not saying that the Suns are better than the Lakers. I'm saying they simply have more firepower. It's pound for pound, bucket for bucket.
That's a mute point because I care about who's a better team and who match up better between.
It's a mute point because you don't understand what I'm saying.
I understand what you're saying, but I'm just saying it's a mute point because at the end of the day, the Lakers are a way better team and they match up well to the Nuggets.
So they're better than the Suns. Mostly to me, they're better because of their defensive abilities. If they're not going to use their defense, their defense
in the way that they play, they don't just settle for mid-range jumpers.
I think what you guys are saying is that
if you were listening,
I'm listening, man.
Okay. Well, let me finish. How you listening and you just keep whispering while I'm talking?
Man. Go ahead, gang.
So if the Lakers aren't going to use the things that make them better than the Suns, like having their best players shut down, possibly the best offensive player left in the playoffs, then that takes them away from why they're better than the Suns. So it's like if we're trying to go bucket for bucket with the Nuggets, you can't do this. You can't do what the Suns did because you don't got Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but that's it.
And all outside of them two, Devin Booker and KD are more prolific scorers than Anthony Davis and LeBron James. Lakers have better depth, but Suns have two better scorers.
They got
that's cool. They can have the better scores, but the Lakers have better reliable role players. They just don't settle for mid-range jumpers. They get to the rim. The Suns don't rarely get to the rim as well. They just rely on isolating with you and D-Book that's isolating, just getting to middies. On top of that, they just a way much better defensive team. And to counter that is all about adjustments, bro. It's all about adjustments. Putting Anthony Davis on Nikola Jokic will be the adjustment going forward, bro.
Now, Dub, to your point, what you mentioned earlier, Rui had 4 fouls in 21 minutes, I believe, versus the Nuggets, which means that if he starts out on Jokic, then I think he probably gets into foul trouble early and they have to get him out the game. So that's just one counter the Nuggets can have is that, now Rui's playing more minutes and he's probably going to get into foul trouble very early. So I don't know. I feel like after game 1, I still feel like it's anybody's series. I do. I still haven't one way yet because I think I'm waiting for the adjustments. I do understand people that say that the Nuggets they had hot shooting, but I believe both teams did. Both teams shot excellent from the field, excellent from the 3. So I don't think the hot shooting continues for either team. Now it's just about the defensive adjustments and what team you feel more confident in making better ones to stop the opposing offense.
Lakers in 5 and 6, man.
Darvin Scam. All I'm saying is Darvin Scam, don't mess this up. You literally just have to fix your rotations. Give Vandy
Why you call him a
scam?
scam?
Because, bro, he's not a good coach. He's not a good coach. I hate everything he be running.
But Dub, when the Lakers got Darvin Ham, you said he's going to be the next Black Greg Popovich, right?
Who said that? I never said that. Not me. Ticket,
you ain't say that.
Ticket was loving a Darvin Scam. I never talked about Darvin Scam like that.
Okay.
What?
The next
Black
Greg
Popovich.
You're talking about that terrorist?
No, that
what?
Y'all not going to at least get another one more season?
Oh, that's what
the I think guys are being too harsh towards Darvin Ham because while sometimes the lineups aren't the best, you also understand that this team is brand new. So Darvin Ham is still figuring out things on the fly. But in terms of in-game adjustments out of halftime, Darvin Ham has been excellent at that. Adjustments game to game, he's been good at that.
Game to game adjustments, meh. I ain't gonna lie, it's been hit or miss.
The reason I came back against Denver was the adjustment.
And I'll give him his credit. That game last night, and I said it in the group chat, I said it on Twitter. I was open about it. That was the first time he made an actual in-game adjustment. Like Darvin Ham usually makes adjustments post game. Yeah, he makes adjustments in between games. He never makes in-game adjustments. I was even on the panel complaining about that, and everybody was like, "Oh, nah, I mean that's real coaching. You don't gotta adjust mid-game." Idiotic. I've never heard that before. But he made a mid-game adjustment that led to us destroying that lead and knocking out the lead and damn near coming back and winning. I gave him his props. That was great. We wouldn't have needed to do that had you not run a 3-guard lineup when you have a 6'11" small forward out there guarding Austin Reeves and being guarded by Austin Reeves, guarding Lonnie Walker and being guarded by Lonnie Walker. So even when it was a great saying, I'm not about to give you credit. I'm not going to give you too much credit for putting out the fire you started. We're not in the situation if your lineup management isn't as bad as it is. If your substitutions historically isn't as bad as it's been. Like we are, and I'm not saying the substitutions was last game, but that's been a problem. My issue with him is his adjustments, his decision making when it comes to lineups, and the lineups he chooses to rock with. And everyone can say I'm tripping. I know people love to say I'm riding Darvin Ham. But if you're looking and we're getting dominated on the boards and we have 3 point guards out there, I mean, I guess I'm going to pull a ticket. I'm going to just blame LeBron then at that point. If I can't blame Darvin Ham, I'm going to blame LeBron. I guess LeBron told everybody, let's run 3-guard lineups. Like it was his idea. But I got to blame the coach.
LeBron told everybody, man.
Oh, yeah. No, my bad. Let's not blame Darvin Scam. It's LeBron. My bad.
LeBron.
He's the GM and the coach.
GM,
that is true. That is true.
He's everything. Owner. That's what he is. He makes every decision. So I can't blame Darvin, I guess. Hey, LeBron told everybody, hey, look, we're not going to switch on the screens. We're just going to let Jamal Murray shoot, and they're going to run the same set. LeBron said that from the bench and on the court. All right, bro.
LeBron said, I'm going to take this 3, and everybody's just going to get the hell out the way. I'm just going to jack up this 3.
One of the big-time things that happened last night was that we now know where Victor Wembanyama is going, and it's the San Antonio Spurs. They got the #1 overall pick.
Woo!
Is it a coincidence that they got lucky with David Robinson, Tim Duncan in the first year they really tanked? Now they get rewarded with Victor. Whatever it is, I feel like the Spurs are one of the best teams for him to go to, just based off of who they have right now. I'm a big fan of Devin Vassell and Keldon Johnson. I think Jeremy Sohan is going to be a good NBA player too. And they have $40 million in cap space. If they can sign quality free agents with Victor, if he is as good as he is supposed to be early on, I think the Spurs can be a sneaky playing team.
I agree.
It depends. What? It depends. It depends, man. It's a lot of good development. It's a lot of good young teams in the West. Well, not a lot of good young teams in the West, but it's some good developmental teams going on in the West. So that playing spot is going to be real tough. I love Victor going to the Spurs, not necessarily because of who they got. They do got some guys I'm cool with. Keldon Johnson. I love Jeremy Sochan. I love Sochan. Sochan is a great hustle guy, great energy guy. Love his game. I like it for the simple fact I feel like we need to get back to the NBA where you had a guy on every team. Oh no! What did I say?
John Morant's Nikes have been removed, I believe.
Damn! They got him. They got him.
Who was buying Ja ones anyway? Who cares? But
man, I got 2 pair of them Jones, man. That ain't crazy.
Hey, now they special. Now you got
that's a collector's
item, bro. That's a collector's item.
Hey, don't wear those, bro.
But I want to get back to an NBA where legit we have a reason to watch each team. Each team needs that star player. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but growing up, I'm 26. Growing up in the mid 2000s, early 2010s, it felt like there was at least one guy from every team. It was every team had a guy. The all-star teams back in the day when they used to wear different jerseys, it was a jersey that was representing every team. It looked like it wasn't 3 all-stars on one team, at least from my recollection. Now I could be misremembering things, but I remember an NBA where there was a guy everywhere. We need that again. Every team needs a cornerstone. Every team needs a star player. Every team needs a star guy. I do think the draft lottery is rigged. I will say that I've been thinking it was rigged since the Patrick Ewing draft lottery. They showed it was rigged. But hey, rig the draft lottery. Get these guys to the places you need them. Get LeBron to Cleveland. That's a great story. That's great money. Get Vic to the historic team that gets good big men. Get them there. It makes for good basketball for me. I hope they actually put a good team around him. Please don't waste his talents because I think Vic is a special one, bro. I've been high on Vic ever since that video of him cooking Rudy Gobert right when Rudy Gobert got the Defensive Player of the Year when he was 16. When I seen that, I said, oh, this guy just got the Defensive Player of the Year, and he had fear in his eyes from a 16-year-old. Yeah, that kid's tough. I'm going to have to watch out for him. I feel the same way about him that I felt about Luka when Luka came out, and I thought Luka would be the great white hope. So he's the great French hope.
Don't get your hopes high, Damo. Just pipe down,
it's not
just whoa. You could get your hopes high up, bro, because you know what? Victor Wembanyama going to the historical Greg Popovich San Antonio Spurs organization. They're going to implement a system in there that could sit here and hide some of his deficiencies because he's not the perfect basketball player, but he does have some deficiencies. He could be a rim runner, hitting some 3-pointers on the outside, develop his game, develop his post-up game, and they're going to have a system where he's going to be mainly a rim protector, and that defense is going to be better because of that. And let's not act as if Greg Popovich don't know how to put his bigs in great scenarios who can actually rim protect. Woo! Victor Wembanyama?
The big man connection is not the only one. It's the fact that Victor Wembanyama is from France. The greatest French player ever comes from the Spurs. And there's a lot of French fans there's a lot of Spurs fans in France. So I just feel like that's another thing to boost to your theory about how it could be rigged, because it does seem like teams, whenever there's a player coming out the draft, whether it's LeBron going to Cleveland, Derrick Rose going to Chicago, it feels like everything ties in together. Now, Mookie, you said don't get your hopes up for Wemby. Are you low on him as a prospect?
I don't think he's the player that y'all think he is. I mean, this hype of y'all saying that he's going to be this all-time great. I mean, I'm hearing people saying that he's the next big thing, the next all-time great player, a top 5 player, a 7'6", flat-footed, a guy with a high dribble, right? At that size is going to have some issues in the NBA, right? The way that the game is being played, space, pace, threes, and layups, I think Victor Wembanyama is going to experience some issues with the game on how the game is being played. That guy got foot issues. He's slow on his feet. Can he play? Absolutely. He's great.
Slow on his feet?
Yeah.
Have you watched him play?
Flat-footed, high dribble. Somebody's gonna pluck Victor Wembanyama dribble every time he crosses half court.
What center's doing that? Give me the list of centers doing that.
Man, they can put a wing on him, man.
I believe Dub, you can vouch for me,
that man, for his size.
I agree with Mookie.
Listen, for his size, I'm telling y'all, bro. When do you ever see somebody that size can last a long time in the NBA?
Now, I think Wemby. If you want to say he won't be a great player because injuries will eventually catch up to him at his size, that doesn't have to do with his skill set. I think at worst he's Kristaps Porzingis, and that's 20 and 10 a night, and his ceiling is much higher than that. I think at minimum you're getting a Kristaps Porzingis.
Y'all think Kristaps? Y'all think Kristaps? Go ahead.
Go ahead, Mookie Moore. You got
no. You go ahead.
I think the way he plays ball, I don't think he's gonna be terribly difficult to plan for. Right, especially right now. Like y'all expect Vic to come in the league and take over. It's gonna take some time, bro. It's gonna take a little bit of time.
I don't think he'll take over, but I think in his rookie season,
just like Mookie said, Damo, he dribble like bro, taking that, bro. Come on, bro. Like,
come on, bro.
If he get on the block,
y'all thinking that this man, y'all gonna be in the roof or what? Bro. I tell y'all,
you think that Wembanyama in the NBA system, they're gonna see somebody put Dorian Finney-Smith on him, and they're gonna be like, "Yeah, still let him bring it up." You don't think they're gonna get the ball out of his hands and let him get to a favorable position on the court and then work? Like, what are we doing?
Do you think Victor Wembanyama on a block is physically imposing guys? Like he's
against he can shoot over anybody.
Of course, he can shoot everybody.
He could jump over them. That's what he'd be doing in the French league. He just jumps over them, dunks on them because he's long as shit.
The way that the game is being played, he won't even last 8 years in this league.
Oh my God, he's on the Spurs, fam.
The way the game's being played, you mean with the ticky-tack fouls? You don't think that Victor Wembanyama, if people just say, all right, I'm going to just get physical with him, you don't think he's going to flop and get calls? Now you're in foul trouble, buddy. I'm at the line.
Yeah, I'm not going to hold you. My whole thing is you want to get on him because I do think people overrate that he could guard on ball. I don't see this on ball great defender that everyone be talking about.
He's not supposed to be that, to be fair.
And that's fine. And I don't care for him to be that. I don't need him to be that. As long as you could use your length to be able to send shots, especially you growing over time, you get stronger. So guys just not pushing you around. That's all I need from you. And you could be a great rim protector in this league. Hitting those open shots, being a rim runner in the beginning of his career, then developing that post game. And he has a post game a little bit right now, so he could develop that later on.
Somebody ask you a question?
Oh. How long do you think? Like what we talking about, Alan R? He's 7'6".
Now, Mick Robinson said, let's see Wemby in some pro-am, put him in Seattle and Julie. Let's see if the hype is real.
Man, don't send him near
Isaiah Thomas out the league.
Don't send him nowhere near them janky courts to end up like Chet. No, send him to San Antonio, get him in the training facility, and let's just work him out, pause, until the season starts. Abandon this Drew League, abandon this Jamal Crawford presents the Seattle Pro. I don't care about none of that mess. Get in the gym. Let's get ready for the season. I am not trying to see none of that.
Damo, now I want all the other players, y'all playing all that. I love it when they come to the programs, you know. But for him, if it's not in the Spurs facility, any Spurs facility, he doesn't touch it. He doesn't touch any hardwood besides what's in the Spurs sports facilities, bro. None of that. We can't take no risk with him.
Can I ask y'all this though about the draft too? I know we big on the Wemby because he's going first, but seeing Portland get the third pick, how do y'all feel that will affect seeing the Hornets get the second pick and Portland with the third pick? How do y'all feel that affects a guy like Scoot? Would you still be a team that with those two teams having all-star guards? Would you still take a guy like Scoot? And seeing how the Blazers came out and said, we're trying to trade this third pick for another star guy so we can contend. Who do you think that team would be? Because I don't know what star player you're getting for the third pick in the draft.
So for the second overall pick for the Hornets, you got to go Scoot Henderson. I know LaMelo Ball is going to be a great player, but he's even dealt with some injury concerns. They've had 2 planned games back to back, and he's been putrid in both of them. I'm not sure what LaMelo's ceiling is. I think Scoot Henderson has a much higher ceiling, and there's nothing wrong with a 2-guard lineup, especially of 2 players that offer different skill sets. Because Scoot Henderson's more downhill, LaMelo can space the floor, and the Hornets just need a talent injection. Brandon Miller, I'm high on him, but he's much older than Scoot and doesn't have the upside of Scoot, and that's why I'd go with Scoot. And with the 3rd overall pick, I think Portland is doing itself a disservice if they're trying to trade it for another star player, because I don't think there's no player on the market right now that you can get for the 3rd overall pick that's going to take this Portland team over the top. I think it's been years now that they should have rebuilt entirely. And if they have the 3rd overall pick and Scoot is gone, then I think we're talking about a player like Brandon Miller, maybe Amen Thompson, Cam Whitmore, probably would be too high for 3. But if Brandon Miller goes 2 and Scoot's at the air 3, then I'd still draft Scoot, because I don't think Anthony Simons is the answer long term at point guard.
I think they should, if they are going to be able to get Scoot, trade Dame, get some young guys, and compete to the rebuild. Like, that's the best case scenario, because let's be real. Oh, man, y'all screwed Damian Lillard's career up, bro. Y'all have not been able to have the assets to sit here and get this guy around talent. So, bro, you got to let him go, man. Like, that's like you cheating on your girl, right? And you know you cheating her all the time. And you're like, screw it, I'm going to just keep her around just because and keep making her go through heartache. No, let that girl go, man. You ruining her. You are ruining her. So let Dame go, bro. Let Dame free. Because
Dame up here taking all the money. Who they gonna sign? Dame taking up all the money. How dare you try to get $60 million a year and then talk about ain't nobody up here with me.
He got cheated on for years. He deserves
it. What you mean, bro? What are you doing?
He deserves it.
That's Dame's fault for letting it happen.
Well, not y'all call it Dame's fault. Y'all call it Dame's fault. I'm like, Dame ain't tripping, bro. I think y'all value Dame getting the ring more than Dame values himself getting the ring. Dame out here trying to get this bag and feed his kids, bro.
Man, Dame, every season, at the end of every season,
ring, of course.
At the end of every season, Dame is tweeting right behind Bradley Beal, complaining about not having help. I'm not trying to hear it, man. Every year you see Dame,
they both toxic.
You see, and they both signed the contract.
Listen, they're toxic.
That's a toxic relationship.
Dame and Bradley Beal are the same person in different bodies, but they over here, they not tripping, bro.
They Krishan Rock, bro.
And that's that was my issue with how, whenever people talk about Bradley Beal, it's nobody feels bad for him anymore because he has already made his bed in Washington. But yet it's always sympathy for Dame when he's put himself in his position. And that's what I don't agree with. I don't feel bad for Dame either. And he definitely doesn't feel bad collecting no checks. But
nah, bro, what you mean? He's stuck through the grind. No, he's stuck through the grind. He's been doing it.
Dame is a first round merchant. He doesn't do anything past the first round of the NBA playoffs. As a favorite, he lost. He got swept in the first round by the Pelicans. He made the conference finals.
The Pelicans team was
they just had a lead in every single game in that series, and he blew every single one. And he shot below 40% from the field, 20% from 3. Dame is a first round merchant. People think he's a great playoff performer because of some game winners, but past the first round, he's not that guy.
Hey, and just to add to that, when they did make it to the conference finals. Yeah, that second round, CJ carried. And you can go back and relook at that series. You can look at the numbers, or you can watch the game. However you want to do it. CJ outperformed Dame against the Nuggets that second round. Dame might have had one good game, maybe 2, but he was definitely outplayed by CJ in totality in that second round to get to the conference final.
It's not our fault. It's not our fault. Drew Holiday and Rajon Rondo came up here and packed him up.
See, this is the problem I have with people, bro, because that just lacks so much context.
What's the concept?
Because Dame is the guy facing a lot of the defensive attention. Dame is the guy going up against not just regular defense, it's great defense with Drew Holiday, with Rondo, with the Golden State Warriors, who he was facing in the second round. Denver Nuggets is the one that you want to hold on to. All right, that's one. But a lot of people in those scenarios, I'll bring it up all the time. If Steph Curry's in that scenario, guess what's going to happen? He's going to be wet in the bed the same exact way, bro. So that's why I don't want to hear that, oh, he's a first-round merchant. No, a lot of those people in a scenario like that, they are going to be bad.
Who's a first-round merchant?
Steph in that scenario is not doing the same thing.
Yes,
Are we forgetting that Steph Curry without Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant dropped 40 in the finals against the Raptors' elite defense with a box and one on him?
What happened to him at all the other games? You coming like he didn't have like 15?
It was great.
What? I'll look it up right now. Hold on.
He
I got
50
you.
I'll look it up with you.
He
I'll
dropped
look it up with
50
you.
in Game
Let's
7
do it
against
right
the
now.
Kings.
Let's look up Steph
Who's
Curry
the first round merchant though?
Damn.
As the chat saying, Damian Rock, bro. That's what I'm calling for now on, bro. Damian Rock.
Damian Rock, that's legendary.
Yeah, but to be fair,
that's legendary.
Damian Lillard hasn't been on great teams.
That's not true.
He hasn't.
But that's not saying much.
Okay.
That's not saying
I'll
much.
take that.
The only good team he has been on was
y'all act like there's like 20 great teams every season.
Like, I won't say he was on great teams. He definitely had some good. He had good teams. And he definitely had good teammates. He had competent enough teams. Let's not act like he's never had a competent team.
Also, even if
this year was a compliment team.
No, it wasn't. But even if you don't have a great team, I'm still expecting you to perform in the playoffs.
And that's not the reality. That's not reality, bro. Because when you're not on a great team, it makes it easier for teams to scheme against you and to key in on you. Like, people don't understand that. Like, your stats and your numbers are a reflection of not only your talent, but the talent around you. And when you have teams, when you're all by yourself, like Allen Iverson, for instance, your stats are going to look shitty because at the end of the day, everyone's just going to put that much attention to you. So I'm not here to say, oh, well, you know, I get you're not in a great scenario, but I do expect you to sit here and perform well. No, it's not like that.
I can name so many players that have not been in great situations, but they put up great stats in the playoffs.
Who?
And they're not inefficient. Well, for one, LeBron is one of them. He's the most obvious example.
LeBron's the greatest of all. Give me a guy that's like outside the top 10.
Just in these playoffs, Jalen Brunson in the second round was getting double teamed and seeing a bunch of defensive coverage versus the Heat. He averaged 31 on great efficiency with nobody outside of himself doing work offensively.
What about Kawhi this year? He ain't had his second best player putting up historical numbers. And I know it's been 2 games. Amazing. Jokic is a prime example as well. Like,
because for everyone you give me, I could give you 3 others that perform bad.
Like, I think
McGrady is one.
Give me 3 Give me 3 others right now. Give me 3 others right now.
Tracy McGrady.
Okay.
Stephen Curry. You brought up that 140-point game, but then after that, he didn't even shoot 45 from the field in any other game afterwards. In game 7,
he was facing an all-time great playoff defensive unit in the postseason, bro. The Raptors is one of the greatest postseason defensive units in the postseason, bro. So he brought up the Raptors.
He brought up the Raptors. Not you. He brought up the Raptors. That's what he did.
Steph Curry has faced,
and even then, this year against the Lakers with Stephen Curry, what happened? His stats took a hit because all of that attention was on him. That brings up the Kings. The Kings defense ain't great. It's not amazing. It's actually one of the worst in the league. The Lakers defense, he was terrible.
There's a difference.
What about KD's
that's not necessary, though.
There's a difference between your stats taking a hit and your stats taking a hit by a train. That's what Dame stats were in the conference finals. Like, Steph drops off, but he's still efficient to anybody else.
But he's overall, he's still in a better scenario. So even then, even though he's by himself, the defensive attention isn't as dramatic because at least they're running sets and plays where you got to guard a Clay like that. You got to worry about these guys moving off ball while the Portland Trailblazers unit, it's not like that at all. It's not like that.
Are the Suns a great situation or do they have a great roster construction around D-Book and KD?
No.
D-Book did his thing.
Okay, and then what happened after those 2 40-point games?
What did KD do?
KD was inefficient. I don't think KD wasn't great.
And that was a mediocre Denver Nuggets defense.
I think Kevin Durant.
That helps my point, actually. That really just helps my point.
How?
You're helping my point because a mediocre Denver Nuggets defense was able to make Kevin Durant inefficient because of the lack of options in which they had. They were able to make Devin Booker, after those 2 40-point games, he actually started playing bad after that. So what are we talking about?
Devin Booker played bad after game 4 where he injured his ankle. That's what happened. I think it was game 5. It was one of those.
It was game 4. It was game 5 when
Devin Booker injured his ankle, and then you could tell he was not the same. He didn't have the same liftoff on his shot. But first round, second round, he was amazing. Kevin Durant, I'm going to give the Nuggets defense credit because they did play amazing on KD and D-Book, to be fair. KD had a lot of shots that he was just missing himself. He just did not play to his standard. Kevin Durant I don't know how many times I saw KD shoot, and I'm like, damn, he usually makes that. He does.
And Dub, I think you might need to, I ain't going to lie, Dub, I think you might need to go and look at this Dame series against Denver. I'm telling you right now. I looked at the Steph. I looked at the Steph numbers in that finals. Dame put up worse numbers than Steph, and Dame had more help.
It's not about that, bro.
More
because
help.
even that, no, wait, he did not have no help because Klay Thompson was balling right next to him.
Yeah,
don't act as if Klay Thompson was balling right next to him.
What you in the 2019 finals?
Klay Thompson was balling. What? Yes, he was, especially in Game 6.
He played 100%. Great in that final. Actually.
So even then, you guys are bringing up scenarios, right? Portland Trailblazers, they're a different unit than the Warriors. They're actually running sets and plays and off-ball movement that makes the defenses has to react to that. Dame and the Portland Trailblazers, they're not doing that. They weren't doing that with Damian Lillard. So of course
Dame
it's going to be easy.
Do that though. Dame is not Steph.
No, don't do that. Don't say he can't do it. Don't say he can't do it. He just wasn't. He was
Damian
never
Lillard,
in a scenario.
Damian Lillard
was
in
never
Steph
in a
Curry's
scenario
situation is
to
getting you multiple rings.
Yes.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
I don't think so. He is not. I think y'all overrate Dame because he's this poster child of sympathy.
It's not
just he's never had.
You literally said he can't do it. Don't say he can't do it.
He can't do it.
Clears Dame as a player. He clears him. They bet in the conference finals. Steph averaged 36 on him, while Dame averaged 22 and shot 37% from the field.
The Portland Trailblazers was a terrible defense, while Dame is going up against a great defense. What are we talking about?
I don't care what the efficiency was. You should never shoot 37% from the field in a playoff series if you're that guy. I don't care about the defense
again, and that's unrealistic. That's unrealistic. 100%.
Jayson Tatum just dropped 51 points in Game 7. Doc Rivers had 7 different defensive adjustments on him. They tried doubling. They put multiple.
What he do the 2 games before? He played like trash.
But I'm talking about if you're that guy, you're gonna find a way against a defensive coverage. That's what I'm saying. Ultimately, you're gonna find a way.
Again, that's unrealistic circumstances that you're putting on players that don't work like that. There's a lot of things that goes into it, and defenses having to be honest and not just keying on one guy is crucial for people to be able to perform well. So then you have Damian. You said outside the first round. There's times in the first round he's facing that attention. He's performing amazing. Then when he's going up against great defense, the Golden State Warriors, the Pelicans, then it's kind of harder for him because he's going up against great competition. And it's not really they had an offensive scheme on him to be successful. No, it wasn't really like that. Come on, man.
I'm saying this. I agree with you with a certain point. I think that you need help in order to win. You don't need help in order to perform at the level you've been performing at all season long. Because all season long, these superstar players are seeing those type of defensive coverages against certain teams. James Harden, after he won MVP, I saw every single game he was getting defended, double teamed at half court. He brought that to the Lakers series in 2020 in the bubble. He averaged 30 in that series. He had one bad game in that series, but he averaged 30, doubled at half court. I'm not making excuses for Dame shooting 37% from the field in the West Conference Finals. They had a double digit. They were good enough to have a double digit lead in every one of those games and still got swept and didn't close it out.
Joel, the main thing I disagree with you, when the regular season comes around, it's harder for guys to be the regular season themselves is because they really turn it up on defense. A lot of the numbers and stats, the league averages, they all go down because of how much defensive potential which is going on. So the stats are always going to take a hit. It's always going to be lower. And if a guy's sitting here doing what he's supposed to do or exceeding that, we hold those guys to an extremely high value because of that. When
that separates the greats from the guys that don't elevate them.
100, but there's
Dame
more.
Is not one of those guys that elevates
again. But again, you're Jimmy Butler for an example. Yeah. Jimmy Butler. This is only time when he was exceeding expectations is when he's been on the Miami Heat. Why is that? Maybe because he finally has he finally has some pieces like a Bam, like a hero in the bubble. Then this year, his best series was when the 3-point shooting, which I alluded to, the 3-point shooting was the best in the league, which allowed him to perform well. What happened in the next series? The 3-point shooting wasn't there. He fell off a cliff. That matters. It matters for guys to perform well.
The context of Jimmy Butler is that Chicago was a dog shit situation after Derrick Rose left, and their organization just has been dog shit with the Paxson era.
Jimmy context for that.
Jimmy Butler went to Minnesota and took them to the playoffs for the first time in 10 plus years. That's what Butler did. He went to Philadelphia.
What happened in the playoffs? What did he do in the playoffs?
In the playoffs, he was all right, but
he was bad.
That wasn't good.
They both weren't good.
Back from an injury though. Let's talk about Philadelphia though. In Philadelphia, Jimmy Butler and the Sixers were one shot away from going to the conference finals and seeing the Milwaukee Bucks in the conference finals. And in that series, when there was offensive ineptitude everywhere, it was only Kawhi Leonard and Jimmy Butler who were the ones that were scoring consistently. Jimmy Butler in that second round series against the Toronto Raptors, an elite defensive unit, averaged like 28 points per game in that series. On
28?
Yes.
Ooh, no. Yeah, 22.
22.
Versus he wasn't the Raptors.
Yes, he wasn't shooting great. He was performing well in the fourth quarter. I do give him that, but he wasn't having this great efficiency and even to put up a lot of numbers like that. He didn't play well.
Kawhi averaged 35 that series. Okay, you're right. Jimmy Butler averaged 22. I'm thinking about the round before that. He averaged, I think, 26 in that entire series altogether. But Jimmy Butler is one of those guys that rises in the playoffs, though. He is in a good situation in Miami, but there are players that rise in the playoffs that aren't in the picture-perfect situation. I'm not asking Dame to win a championship.
Jimmy Butler numbers are 44, 26, and 88. Right.
I'm not asking Dame to win a championship with the Portland Trailblazers. I'm not asking him to do that. I'm asking him to at least play at an all-star level, and I think that's a fair expectation of him.
We could agree to disagree. I think we could go on all day about this.
It's cool though. Definitely cool. Next show got to have some questions geared up talking about this.
Yeah, I like it. I like to talk. So let's get some super chats out the way, though, man. I'll read these off for you. Let's keep it a buck and pick a side in the house. That's nice. Bron is shooting 74% from 0 to 3 feet this postseason. That's Shaq level efficiency at the rim at age 38. Average rim pressure. I won't say that last part.
First of all, go put that back up. What are attempts out under the rim? Because you just completely ignored the attempt, so you just blurting out shit. Because I can look at it right now. Guarantee is not above. What's.
Got you. While you're looking for that, the 3-guard lineup can't happen again. Stop it, Ham. F that. I'm toxic. Not my fault. She ain't leave. That's crazy. Take accountability. You know you toxic. I'm toxic too, man. And sometimes we just gotta let them go. I wish I knew you were for the streets. In your opinion, what's an appropriate punishment for Ja's antics? Mark Jackson to Philly.
Gotta throw the book at him.
Man, does Mark Jackson want to coach, bro? Like, everybody keeps saying Mark Jackson. How do y'all know Mark Jackson want to coach at this point? It's been like 10 years.
He probably do, but he just know it's never going to happen again. So he's content just commentating. You know what I'm saying? Which is a good career.
You know what kind of hell that is to be a commentator for the team that you put together?
At this point, I think there's been so many championship head coaches that have gotten fired. I'd be surprised if Mark Jackson is the one that gets picked up before any of these guys. I don't think he's getting hired anytime soon. And as a job punishment, I think probably until the All-Star break is fine, or half the season. I would have suspended him the entire season.
Hey,
so this about to be the 23-24. I'm gonna tell you.
I don't think Josh.
We'll see you 24-25. Josh.
I don't think Josh should be suspended, man. Listen, what Ja Morant did was wrong. There's nothing, is defending about that, man. This is the second time doing it, and we thought Ja Morant would learn, right? But to be fair, bro, he ain't commit no crime on that, bro. He just don't know how to stop flashing guns on IG Live, bro.
It's not about that. It's about not listening, Mookie. What if I tell you, right? I'm like, yo, Mookie, I need you to clean up your act, right? And the same thing I'm asking you to clean up your act about, you're doing it over and over again. You basically telling me I don't give a damn what you say. I'm gonna keep doing what I want. In my head, I'm gonna take offense to that. And it's like, bro, you got to pay the consequences for that.
Hold on. I understand he deserved to pay the consequences, but to sit there and say he deserved to be suspended for a year or half of the season, bro, it just overstepping your boundaries. Like, we understand that, like, yes, he made a mistake, and there's no defending that. Like, Ja Morant, stupid. There's no way you should be on IG Live with your little partners, flashing guns, flashing blicks, and all the other stuff. There's no way. There's no excuses for that, bro. Especially when we look at the situation. When we look at the situation that happened before. So what I'm saying is that, like, I'm not gonna sit there and suspend him like he committed a crime, like he robbed somebody, like he killed someone. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Yes, he deserves to get suspension. I believe he should get a hefty fine. You know what I'm saying? Because you are in the NBA, you are one of the most popular players in the NBA. You do got an image. You are an influence, right? But it is what it is, man.
But you know who Ja is. Y'all remember in elementary, in middle school and high school. Y'all remember the girl that used to come to school with the hot chips, and she signed the syllabus first day of school that said, matter of fact, you went to Burbank. You remember the girl came to school with the hot chips.
Let me get a Hemi Jordan in the chat.
And she was sitting there. She signed the syllabus and said you can't use your phone in class. And she in the middle of the class. And when the teacher take her phone, she want to cuss her out, call her all types of B words, and I'm gonna have my mama come up here and all that. That's Ja Morant.
He said you went to Burbank.
That's Ja Morant, man.
So Ja Morant is the girl that be eating them hot chips in the morning to school.
The ones breaking clear conduct. Look, man, I'll say this.
Knows she wrong.
They break the rules and get mad that they get held accountable.
You break rules that you signed and want to cuss the teacher out.
Listen, everybody can agree Ja Morant definitely is an idiot for doing what he's doing. Everybody can agree that it's corny to sit here and flash your guns on IG Live and dance in the music with it. Everybody can agree it's stupid. I'm with Mookie on this. It's not illegal. I mean, he ain't breaking no actual laws. Now, what I will say is he's breaking the code of the code of conduct is dictated by the commissioner what he deems as breaking it. I just go by the guidelines and what's said by the NBA in terms of rules. In terms of rules with firearms, he ain't breaking the rules with firearms. Now, because of the situation he had earlier where he did break firearm rules, they might have had him on a special little parole. They might have had him on a special little you are living by these rules because of what happened. Now, what I will say, maybe, y'all can call me whatever you want to call me. Y'all can say I'm KPM, whatever. I can spot the difference between what he did the first time and what he did now. The first time he was on his IG, in front of his following, on his platform, picked up a gun, flashing on camera, cool. This situation, this seemed like he's being an idiot, but it seemed like a mistake. It didn't seem like, to me, he was just trying to flash his gun on Instagram. Now, what I seen, we all seen the same video. His friend looks at him, comes back to his camera. His friend has him on camera, takes him off camera, he just typing. Now, y'all can go ahead and dictate, John, you know how Instagram Live works. Why would you can say what you want. The friend took him off the camera. To me, it looked like Ja assumed he's off the camera. John went back to just vibing on the road, looking straight ahead, bobbing the young boy. His friend looks at him, no gun, boom, turns, and you see Ja hand go up. Again, you can watch the video and see this. Ja hand is going up as he turns the camera, and he drops that junk quick because Ja obviously did not just have a gun when he looked at him.
Damo, you talking about vibing, minding his own business. You minding your business with the gun over here by your head? That's really cool.
What feel the need of what feel the need of flash a blick, bro? Like,
did I not say it's stupid?
But y'all saying it's not illegal. He ain't breaking no law. Okay, I live in Portland, Oregon. It's no longer a law to possess personal use amount of drugs and do drugs in public. So if what's his name, Yusuf Nurkic, if we catch Nurkic on camera in downtown Portland doing heroin, are we not supposed to suspend him for that because it's not illegal no more?
No.
No, shit, Damo. Come on.
Suspended for doing heroin. I mean, is he doing heroin in the season? Wait, let me ask. Is he doing heroin in the middle of the season?
Was a wild.
Heroin is a wild one. That's a wild choice. But I'm saying, is he doing it mid-season? Or is he doing it?
Yes. Just like we got 1,000 strip clubs up here. So let's say he's doing heroin in the strip club. I'm just saying though, man. Like y'all saying it's not.
And the way you just said no, Damo, I'm not gonna lie. That is freaking crazy.
Hey, man. Is he on the court high? If he on the court high, we got problems.
But I think
it's a code of conduct. It's a
code of conduct. And again, like I said, the code of conduct is dictated by the commissioner and what he deems. So, and obviously the commissioner deems it wrong, disrespectful. He came out and said that. So I know some type of punishment is coming. That's fine. But again, in terms of him just having a gun on Instagram, that's a bad look. That's a bad look to the. That's a bad look to the NBA. That's a bad look for a basketball player. That's a bad look in terms of the team and their sponsorships. I get that. But when you have a league where there's other guys legit breaking laws, beating women, and dead not getting suspended the whole season, Miles Bridges did not get suspended the whole season.
Oh, okay. I agree with that.
He put his hands on a legit
Miles Bridges ain't played this season. He missed the whole year.
Because no one signed him. He wasn't suspended all year. He got suspended.
So you're telling me Miles Bridges wasn't good enough to be on the other team?
Do you think the NBA would have let the team sign him though?
What happened?
Do you think the NBA would let a team sign him though?
I think so. If a team wanted to, yeah. Now I do think teams, because of what he did, they stayed away from him. They was like, I don't want that publicity. Just like with John now, he got suspended because of the publicity. He was suspended. It wasn't for the whole year. I know he was suspended, not for the whole year. It was not a year suspension.
Well, to be fair, this Ja incident, the biggest ones are the stuff where he's flashing guns and stuff, but there's been other incidents that have been filed, like police reports where his mom was, I believe, at a store and she didn't like the employee.
And he pulled up with a bunch of people. Now,
so I think this is reoccurring now.
Well, one, there was nothing about a gun in that instance. There was nothing about him bringing a gun to a boy. Now, I don't know how y'all slide for y'all mama, but that's his mama. I don't know. I can't get mad at somebody for being like, my mama said it's time to go. Hey, it's time to go. That's his mama. It's not just Ja going to the store and acting a fool and bringing 10 people and do. His mother said there was a problem. But then I can't get mad at that.
Early in the NBA season, the Pacers faced the Grizzlies.
You talking about the
Pacers faced the Grizzlies and the Pacers team bus? There was a red dot.
Allegedly, no one was charged anything. That was alleged, and no one said anything else about it. Then people said that was a lie. That's alleged. That's alleged.
Those are situations that have happened, though.
But the situation with his mother.
So, Joel, you think he should be suspended for
he put the gun out on the
ground?
No.
I think he should definitely get punished. He should definitely get punished.
Punished for what?
He should what he's done.
I think it should be a 5-game suspension.
Ja Morant is one of the faces of the NBA. He's one of the most popular faces. You can't have one of the most popular faces in the NBA acting like this. You can't without any punishment. They've already taken his money. He's lost his shoe deal. I think he should also be suspended at least 25 plus games. At least 25 plus games.
25 games, even though I would say that's crazy. I'm not gonna say that's crazy. He doesn't be suspended. I don't know how many games. I'll say suspend him. I'm not gonna sit there and say put a number on the games, suspend him. But I will say he should not be suspended more than Miles Bridges. That is what I would say.
Like, this is the thing I don't like. Like Ja Morant, this is the thing I don't like, man. Ja Morant made it out of humble beginnings, man. Ja Morant from the trenches, he from the hood, bro. So he made it out those humble beginnings. He's seen like people slinging iron, doing all that stuff. So he came out of there. His homeboys is still there. So that's why I said, Ja Morant, you had enough common sense to make it out of that shit. You had enough common sense to go to college, put your family in $1 million houses. You had enough common sense of not letting your family, your father, your sister, your mother, all them niggas ain't got to work a day in their life. So you made it out the simple fact that
I'm glad you turned your camera off because you know you're smiling, but you're trolling right now.
But to me, I don't give a damn where he from. Where he from don't mean nothing to me at all.
He's not from the hood.
He's not from the hood.
Even if he is from the hood. Whether he is or he isn't, I don't know where
he's from the areas of where I'm from, fam. That's not the hood. You're next to the hood. You're not in the hood. You're next to it.
It's irrelevant though, Dub.
I know where he is, like, bro.
Whether he is or he isn't, it's irrelevant though. That's irrelevant, completely and 100% irrelevant.
It is
irrelevant. He a grown ass man. And he need to understand what's going on. The NBA messed up the first time because the shit that he did in the strip club was egregious. That shit had me. That right there is to why every time from here on, every time Ja Morant do some dumb shit, I automatically think about that shit. But that was egregious, bro. And so I think when R.I.P. David Stern. But thinking about David Stern, because David Stern would have had this shit straightened out when the first thing happened. When Adam Silver gave him 8-game suspension, Ja was like, 8, you just got popped on the head. He like, that's it, man.
But Dub,
when I did little shit when I was younger, if I just got popped, I'm like, okay, I'm doing that again.
I don't know if it's true, but they said Ja Morant, like, he got some connections down there in Memphis, bro. They said he runs with a gang that's a rapper or something like that in Memphis, bro. That's what I'm hearing.
My bad, but I do want to say that I'm not gonna sit here and write off like he could be into some shit. 100%. I'm not even going to say that he's not about it. But you're saying
that's dumb too. He's a multi-millionaire. He's stupid for that too.
I feel you, Bob. But Mookie, you're saying he came from humble beginnings and shit.
He did.
No, he did not.
No,
do y'all know where do y'all know what John?
Yes, I know where John's
from. Do y'all know where he's from?
I am not too far from where he's from. I am not too actively right now. I'm not too far from where he's from. I know where he's from.
Lomo, that's
you
like
telling me? Hold on.
So
you telling me?
It's not like he's from. Listen, I'm not saying he's a suburban dude. I'm not saying he grew up rich lifestyle. He's out here being like Lil Malu. It's not that. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is he did not grow up like DeJounte Murray. DeJounte Murray is from the hood. DeJounte Murray ain't flashing guns. But there are people that are actually from the hood. He's not from the hood, but he's definitely not from the suburbs. He grew up middle class. Which if you're growing up middle class,
Dalzell, South Carolina, bro. And when I checked some people out there, they said that they say it gets active down there. So
who do you know from there? Who did you?
No, I'm just saying. Like I'm saying that when people told I know some people. No. I don't know nothing about that. I don't know nothing about South Carolina. But I'm saying people that know stuff around South Carolina, they say that it get active around there, though. It get active. That's what they said. So
Dub, anybody, y'all saying that he locked in with some cats now. If he roll around some cats that he wasn't rolling around with previous to this, that's called getting soft. That's a soft extortion.
Man, y'all better stop. Y'all better leave 4K Trade John Moran alone, man. Leave 4K Trade John Moran alone.
Oh, he trolling. I thought you was
I told you, Sean. That's why he turned his camera off. Listen, John Morant came from. I will say this. John Morant came. If you come from middle class, you come from just. You hood adjacent, as someone in chat said, which is great. You hood adjacent.
Which is a great word. That is a great word.
You can take a foot. You can step a foot in, take a foot out.
I'm hood adjacent. I'm not from the hood.
He is in Memphis, Tennessee, which I don't know if y'all know about Memphis. Memphis gets nasty like that. Like it gets nasty in Memphis. I am not totally against him being out there and feeling like, all right, the cats I'm rolling with ain't really like that. If these rappers who are putting me on songs, cover arts, and like that, if they cool with me, guess what? I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that kind of protection out here where they just killed Young Dolph. I'm going to take that kind of protection out here where they get gunned down all the time. I'm going to take that protection because I like to go around. I like to go around the city. I'm not going to just sit in this high class neighborhood, sit in my house or be in Miami or be in these lavish places.
I want to experience the city.
Why not?
The vibe,
hey, man.
Why you a rich nigga? You need to do rich shit. Live a lavish lifestyle and stay in penthouses.
But Osh, you should know like the hood is where it get active at. You know that, bro.
Jesus,
yeah, all right, but Mookie, he is a grown ass man. He got to be smarter than that. If he don't, then he.
Yeah, but he's ghetto. He's ghetto. Fabulous.
That don't matter, bro. That don't matter, bro.
If
that's the case, then he gonna have to accept everything that come with it.
My main thing,
he gonna have to accept losing the.
That's why I say. That's why I think John's from the hood because some of fact is that you can lead the hood.
Except when these niggas start pushing up.
Don't do it, Mookie.
You can't take the hood away from him.
When he start getting pressed, when somebody push up on him and they say, okay, you keep doing this. That's what it's gonna be, bro.
I will say this. I would be way more on the John needs to be suspended for a year. I would be way harder on John Morant if he had these stories like Mikey Williams. If he ended up like Mikey, where he's getting arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and he's actually breaking laws and doing dangerous stuff. Like again, you can say him being in a public strip club and flashing the gun that is considered dangerous, cool. But him actually going out and again catching assault charges with a deadly weapon like Mikey. If we had that with John, there would be no defense of that. But John Morant, again, if you look up the brandishing laws, he's not even breaking a brandishing law in Memphis. Like, he's not breaking no actual laws. He's breaking the code of conduct. The NBA has every right to do what they see fit. But for people to sit here and crucify this man, like he went out here and was playing Grand Theft Auto, stealing from stores and assaulting old ladies.
More than Aaron Hernandez. That's crazy.
There's in some states it's illegal to collect rainwater. Okay, so we can't just go off what the laws are and what the laws aren't. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
so
you have to go on what the law is in that state, in the state he's in at the very least.
All right, Lomo, put it like this, right? Is it illegal to curse somebody?
You gonna keep calling my brother Lomo?
Yeah.
They are. I'm accepting it. I'm accepting it at this point. Ain't nothing I can do
about it. But Lomo. So, is it illegal to curse somebody out?
Depending on how they take it.
It's not illegal to curse somebody out. It's not. It's not illegal to curse somebody out.
If you curse me out and you say certain things, and I consider that a hate crime, hey.
Oh, it depends on what you say, but you know what I mean. Keep it on. You know what I mean, right? Okay. So it's not illegal to curse somebody out. I can't go around just cursing people out, though. I can't be at my job just cursing people out. Sooner or later, I'm gonna be fired. If I start going viral because me keep getting road rage and cursing people out, it gets back to my job. People gonna look at me differently. They're gonna make decisions based off of what they see. Like I remember there was somebody on the PC platform where back and forth happened. Some words were said, and it was along the lines, and he just didn't want that out because he, in his business career, didn't want that out there because if people in his business world seen that, they will have an unpopular opinion about him. Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm saying with John Morant, I don't give a damn what you're about. I don't care. What I do want you to do, though, is be mindful of who you are and what you're doing, number one. And number two, bro, just stop playing and flashing with guns. We seen Plaxico Burress shoot himself in the leg, get out the league, and he wasn't even flashing it. It was in his pants. So you don't want to put yourself in a scenario, God forbid he shoots his friend. God forbid he shoots himself or some people that he's with or the gun goes off. Bro, you don't want to put yourself in a scenario like that because now you're losing way more than you're losing now for what? Just because you just want to play with the gun in your hand? That doesn't make sense.
Maybe he just, you got to put it on.
No, Mookie, I'm done with you. Oh, I'm done with you. No,
I understand. Maybe he got to keep it on, bro. You got to keep it on.
I'm fine with him keeping it on him. I am fine with him keeping it on him.
I'm just saying he got to keep it on him.
I'm fine with him keeping it on.
He got ops, bro. Like
I'm fine with that. Don't flash it. Don't play with it.
Yeah. Don't flash it. Like, come on, bro. Don't be
that's dumb. That's corny. I get it.
Come on, bro. Come on, John. But like I said, it's the music, bro. Like people, like Young Boy dropped that album. Everybody going crazy. So the way that
don't do that. Stop. I'm tired of you, bro. I'm tired. You got me mad, fam.
Oh my god, bro. He got I'm acting crazy.
Crazy.
Troller.
Are you gonna read these super chats, Dub?
Oh, I got you, fam. I got you. Angie Carr, he ain't from no trenches. That dude from Weenie Huts Juniors. Only dudes from the hood act like that. Shot a badge of honor. He on his new shit. I love Angie.
Angie Carter's the GOAT.
Harden.
Peak Harden or Westbrook? Joel got Harden.
I'm going Westbrook. Yeah.
I'm going Harden. Ox?
Oh, that's Russ, bro.
Why is it Russ?
I'm honestly, just because you're getting, even though I do consider him a terrorist, I'm taking that effort over anything. James Harden, his peak, his prime, you'll still have those possessions, you'll still have those games, you'll still have those instances where he's just not giving you his all. Pause. Russell Westbrook, good game, bad game, 10 for 12, 3 for 19. He giving you everything he got. Pause. I'll take Russ. Pause.
I got WNBA players I'm taking over James Harden, bro. Let's go. We can move on, bro.
Russell Westbrook or AI?
AI.
All
right, so question for everybody, mainly Domo. So where do you have in shooting guards? What's your shooting guard list?
What, top 5, top 3?
Top 7, because I think top James 7. Harden and them boys would be out of top 7.
I'd say Jordan, Kobe, Wade. I say
Jared West.
Nah. Third biggest loser all time. I'm good on that one.
Manu.
I want to go. Nah, Manu's probably 8. I don't want to show favoritism, so I don't want to have recency bias because Harden's top 5. But I will say Drexler. Drexler 4, Harden 5, and Harden's close to passing Drexler to me. It's real iffy with those. Those two are interchangeable. I wouldn't be mad at you if you wanted to go Harden before Drexler. I'm not mad if you want to say Drexler before Harden. That's just me. Then I would say you said 7. What I said Manu would be 8. Not gonna lie, I'm about to get super biased at this point. No, I'm not gonna get biased. I'm not gonna.
So Jared West is nowhere near your top 7,
bro. I don't respect that ball. I don't respect that era of basketball too much, bro. I'm sorry. I'll be open about it. I don't respect it.
But you say
I'll probably say Manu 8. I'll say Manu 8 because I can't even. I'm really struggling to think of a name. I have to really look at this. So I'll say
Manu over Jared West. That's crazy.
Manu 6. Yes, man. I put Brandon
Rose. You got Clyde Drexler.
You don't wait, Mookie. I thought you don't like segregation basketball. That's what you told me.
No, I don't rank him high, but like in they
position, you don't rank Bill Russell though.
I do rank Bill Russell.
I don't know why I keep thinking AI.
So how you mad about him not ranking Jerry West and you won't rank Bill Russell?
No, because I think Jerry West. I think Jerry West in his time was the era that he played in, he was ahead of his time. The fact that
Ray Allen's better than Manu, or Manu's better than Ray Allen.
And you said, hold on, Dom. You said you don't like you don't like losers. I mean, what has Clyde Drexler won?
A championship.
Clyde got a ring.
3 finals, 1 championship.
He won 1 championship. I forgot. And he won 95.
Finals.
Okay. That's Jerry West led.
I'll say this. Let me scratch this. Put AI above Clyde Drexler. So AI is 4. I forgot AI. I'd be considering AI a point guard in my head, but AI is really a 2 guard. I keep forgetting that. And chat reminded me. I looked at chat and they said, "Where is AI?" AI is 4. AI 4. That put Clyde. Well, James Harden 5, Clyde 6. I'll say Ray Allen 7, Manu 8.
And if you rank Russell Westbrook as a shooting guard, he would be above James Harden.
No, I took I took Russ over Harden. But I think Russ is a point guard.
Russ is a point guard.
I'm saying if Russell Westbrook was ranked as a shooting guard.
If Russell Westbrook was ranked as a shooting guard, replace implement him at the 5 and move everybody else down. So put him, because I think he's above Harden. So he'll be 5, then Harden will be 6, and so on and so forth.
That's all I wanted to know. Ja would be effort. I got you. Ja would be MVP if he presses the OPs in the gym. The ops in the gym.
Yeah.
Oh my God. My bad. This is just me, but what if he was at a gun range getting training instead? Would this be a problem? Just curious.
No, it wouldn't be a problem.
It's gonna make it even worse.
Yeah, you said, if Ja got gun training, would y'all be okay with him flashing the gun? No, that's still not okay.
Wait, is that what he was saying? I thought they were saying if there was a picture of him at the gun range with the guns, that's not a problem. Riding down the street, that's an issue.
Oh, I thought they meant if he actually got gun training, would that be okay? If he was they got them pictures of what's his name? Chris Kaman up right now of all them guns he got. But he's in his house. That's one thing that pissed me off. Everybody, hey, but if you look, he in his house. He not in a car. I'm like, all right, brother, what are we doing?
Y'all just mad that Ja is actually stepping, bro.
You think he really busting the gun, bro? You think he really?
Bro, Ja is actually out here, bro. Like, y'all better stop blaming Ja, bro.
Ja is passing the pistol to one of the niggas in the back seat when it's time to do something, bro. Ja is going just like, here you go, James. Like, he's not. He's not.
James is crazy.
I'm just slinging that, man.
J-Mac. Like, no, bro.
J-Mac. Oh my God. That brought me back to high school. That's what I used to call myself.
On and off the court, bro. Like that, I never heard a play.
I do believe that. I'm not gonna lie. I do think Ja be
just like on the court, he'd be missing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just don't like that he's doing it though. It's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know why he does it.
There's what he said, stepping to bankruptcy. That's what he's doing. Because look, all the houses I know. If he ain't smart enough. If he ain't smart enough to stop playing with guns on the internet, he ain't smart enough to make no worthy investments. So all the money that he was planning on getting, he ain't gonna get it. And then all the bills, the mortgages that he doing, that shit, they not gonna be like, oh, okay, Ja, well, you got kicked out the NBA, so we'll forgive these loans. No. He better stop playing before he go broke. You know how many super rich athletes go broke?
You know what, Mookie? Since we saying that he really be like that, if he really kills somebody, he should be suspended for 5 years.
Probably good about killing somebody. If he kills somebody,
I ain't say that. I ain't said all that.
You said he'd be moving. So
y'all talk about.
No, I'm just saying like Josh actually stepped. Like he actually got like he around some guys that really about it, bro. And John Murray got their validity. He actually provided, bro. Like he doing his thing, bro. And when he without some music, that's what Ja act like, bro.
John need a big brother. He need to get the big brother, big sister program. He need a big brother.
Follow Christ.
He need to go down to the local community center and see
Josh
if they got
like
some big
ghetto
brothers
fabric,
he can hang
bro.
out with. He needs a mentor.
Like he a millionaire, he a multi-millionaire, but he just in that mentality where he just like he's still in that environment where he came from. So, you know.
Stop saying that. Yeah, Stop. He didn't come from that.
Dub. If you I'm gonna send you a TikTok, bro. It's a TikTok of Ja Morant actually doing some gang signs with the partners that he was in when he was in high school, bro. Ja Morant actually, man, y'all better stop playing with Ja, bro.
All right, I'm not even about to go there, but I will say I did have the take when this first happened. I don't think it's detrimental to his playing career, his actual like ability to be able to be in the league. I didn't think he would be kicked out the league or anything like that. After hearing Adam Silver sit up there with Malika during draft lottery and say, yeah, the first time we talked about it, I really thought he took it serious, and I thought he realized how serious this was to his playing career. I was like, oh, this.
No, but all seriousness though, like
for real, like I ain't
like all seriousness note, like he about to messed up like sponsorships. He's on a sponsor with Gatorade, he's sponsored with Nike.
He already did that.
All of that is about to be ruined because decisions that he's making, right? And it's like,
man, Mars.
I can't ride with him on that, bro. He got to stop with that, bro. Real
London, man. So that's gonna do it for this episode of Full Court. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Peace,
bro.